Yeah, okay, we can't talk anymore. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, you caught me eating my breakfast.
Uh-oh, all right. You were just sitting there getting ready. I know. Okay,
Yes,
we got
ma'am.
like 5 minutes. We'll get this thing going.
Hey, Marianne, did you hear this morning on the Hair and Fire call something about the caramel honey coffee that's coming out?
You know what? I did not, and I have, for some reason, every now and then I get kicked off of that call. And I got kicked off like 2 times. So I missed part of what was being said. I don't remember hearing that. Lanny might know. I can ask.
Well, no, Eleni asked me to if I could research it because me being the coffee guy, you know, following Tom and Lance.
Yeah.
If there's a way you could mention that to Alex Theis, maybe ask him about the caramel honey coffee that's coming out. That way I can pass it on to the Hair and Fire call tomorrow morning.
Oh. I guess we can, yeah. We can just put that in our thing. Oh, thank you.
If you don't mind, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I forgot how you mute yourself out on these things.
Okay, I think at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep. All right. Hi, Patty.
Hi, how are you, Marianne?
I am good. Oh my goodness. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So you're going to join us on the Zoom today?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
But I'm going to mute you because the dogs are barking and the bird is chirping and everything else. So.
All right, that's good. I'm going to rename myself. James. Oh my gosh, shut my door, James. James, this is being recorded.
Hello, Marianne. You're on mute.
Hello, Miss Lanny.
There you go.
Well, I saw Alex jumped on. Hello, Mr. Steve.
Hey, Marianne.
Steve and D.
What?
Do you want me to mute you, Steve?
Yeah. If I said
Michelle, welcome. Kelsey. Alex. Oh, he's not. All right. All right, Tom.
What, you think I wasn't going to be here on time? I'm here, man. I love you. Late plus a good excuse is never on time.
All right.
Oh, So
People
Oh,
here.
Tom.
hi, Steve. This is going to be an unbelievable deal, you guys. I want this recorded, and it's going to be incredible. Alex Theis is going to talk to us about how his retention team does such miraculous work. And I want you guys to pay attention to it from this spot. You've got zeros on your list that haven't ordered in a long time. You've got customers that bought product a week ago from you. Did you call them and see if they got their product? Did you follow up to see what they want, how they like the product? But 3 months later, have you followed up to see what's going on with why they aren't ordering the product anymore? The king of retention in network marketing is Alex Theis. We've got 25 minutes for him to show us what he's done in that department at Longevity called the retention department, because it is the talk of the industry. So I hope that's not bourbon that he's drinking, because he has taken some massive swigs. Hello, Alex Theis. Put him on the big screen, please, Marianne. Okay, well.
Alex.
And hey, whatever is unmuted. Linda's unmuted.
Okay, let me mute everybody.
Hallelujah. Good morning.
Hello, how are ya?
Pumped up, fired up, making it happen, my brother.
All right,
Okay,
let's
muting
see.
everybody right now. Alex, your speaker's not working. You're talking, but you're not. We can't hear you. Tom, say something while we're trying to figure Alex out.
Okay.
Alex?
Alex is going to, so you got to keep speaking through it, Alex. And once we hear you, we hear you. But let me think of what else I want to talk about.
I have no idea what the problem could be.
That
No,
was
you
so
got it.
weird.
You're back. You're
Yeah.
right.
It showed
Okay.
that you were unmuted, but okay, ready? I'm pinning you and you're ready to go.
Okay, now try talking, Alex.
There, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's see, what do we got here? All right, so we have some people here that want to grow their income, obviously. So I'll just share a few stats with you. Last month, the retention team brought in $393,000 in orders. That was our best month ever. We continue to have our best month ever. Now we're headed into holidays, and when most people would think holidays, the sales should go down, we're incentivizing the team to reach out to more people. In fact, we've actually been working with Scott Bell to develop new calling lists to dig deeper and deeper and find, and we're actually trying to hone in on products, like if someone's actually just stopped BTT or just stopped essential fatty acids. So that's going to continue to grow. But here's the thing, no matter what you do, my retention team, our retention team can only help you. The more retention calls you make, the more follow-up calls you make will never, ever hurt my retention team. In fact, it'll help, because the law of impression says it takes 5 to 12 impressions or exposures to make a sale. That works with follow-up too. So let me take you through, first off, why do people stop? Because this is probably the most important information that our team has gathered, and that very few people are using to their advantage. But if you use it, it's pretty much guaranteed to work. So we're calling people, but we're waiting 90 days before we ever call anybody, with a few different exceptions. We've had a few leaders that have actually asked us to call their group at the 30-day or 60-day mark. Let me just tell you the difference. If we did 300 and on true retention, we did about 250,000, and then we do auto ship declines and expired cards. We're reaching out to everybody who might have stopped ordering. But on that base, let's say 250,000 in sales, what have we learned from that is if we call it the 90-day mark, that's where that figure's at. If my team called it the 30-day mark or the 60-day mark, that number would be 750,000. That's the difference between what you can do and what my team can do. Is if you're calling at the 30-day inactivity mark or the 45-day mark or the 60-day mark, that is the right time when people want to order. The longer they get away, think of it like a campfire. The longer it's been since they've ordered, they get colder and colder and colder, and it's harder to get them warm. So what we've learned from people who stopped ordering is, first, there are people who will never order again. I want to be very clear about this. This is what we're afraid of. You are afraid to make follow-up calls to prospects because they're going to tell you MLM is stupid or lame or they've been burned before. You're afraid to follow up with people you already have because you're afraid they're going to tell you that product's too expensive. And then you're like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you should start a business. If the product's too expensive, how the hell are they going to start a business? It's just not going to happen. Somebody taught us this in MLM decades ago, that if someone can't afford the products, teach them to start a business. I've never seen it work in 21 years. I mean, there's probably an anomaly out there. So get that out of your head. So the reason we're not calling people is because of the minority who are going to tell us it's too expensive, product didn't work, or I don't like you. That's what we're really afraid of, is just those three things. So let's dispel those. There are people that will never order again. There are people that truly the product is too expensive for them because they would rather have poor health or not realize why they're not getting a good night's sleep. Some people just aren't committed to those things. And the last one is tough to swallow. Sometimes it's the real truth that's hardest to hear, but it's the most productive. And there's people that don't like you. Okay? And if everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. Okay? It's for this group on here that's listening to me, there's a group of people out there that think I'm full of crap. That's just how it works when you're trying to do good things. So let's get rid of that. I don't care about the people who are never going to order again. And neither should you. What we've got to reach is the people who will order again. And there's lots of those people. So switch your mindset right now. You're afraid to make these follow-up calls because people are going to turn you down and people are going to say, that product stinks, that product doesn't work, that product's too expensive. And a lot of the times they just use those as masks because they don't trust you or don't like you. It just happens. We're trying to reach the people who stopped ordering, who love our products. And by not making follow-up calls, you are missing that group. I've got a team of 10 people who don't know your people who are having great success at the 6-month mark of following up with people. So all you got to do is make that call. But let's go through, why do people order again? Why did they stop and why don't we pick them up? I'm going to tell you that a quarter of the time, maybe more, when we do these follow-up calls, it goes something like this. Hi, Tom. This is Alex with Longevity, where you've ordered your vitamins and minerals. How are you doing on your products? I'm just doing a courtesy call today. And Tom says something like, well, you know, it's been a while since I've ordered. I actually couldn't figure out how to reorder. Funny you should say that. I'm glad I called you at the right time. Let's go ahead and get this order going. Literally 25% of the orders we get, the call goes just like that. Doesn't that feel good, that knowing that about a quarter of the people who are ready to order, you're going to call them and they're going to say, I couldn't get to the website. I didn't remember my username and password. I didn't remember your name. I didn't have your phone number. I lost it. I didn't put it in my phone even though I told you I did. Guys, that's life. That happens. I'm going to tell you that there are 25% of your group today that haven't ordered in X amount of time who are ready to order, and the call will go like that. Doesn't that feel good? Like, it is so refreshing when you talk to somebody and they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad you called. I couldn't get through to customer service. I got through to customer service and the line got disconnected. I don't know how to use your website. I'm here to help. So really, that's how easy it's going to be. Now, why did they stop? And then I'm going to get into some quick objections. I want to get you past this fear, because here's the thing. I used to be deathly afraid of the phone. I used to hate follow-up. And what I've realized, that all good things come with suffering. And follow-up calls, if you ever think that they're super easy, they're just going to be a walk in the park, listen, they're a challenge, but you grow stronger with challenges. You got to step into that resistance and grow stronger with the challenge that is a follow-up call. Oftentimes, the thing we don't want to do is the right thing that will produce results. And I guarantee you, if nothing else, you making follow-up calls will teach you that maybe in your recruiting, you need to do a better job with getting started. Maybe you need to do a better job when they get their product of getting them started. We'll talk about that. So why do people stop? Number one reason is that they couldn't figure out how to order again. That's the number one reason why people stop. Essentially, they just stopped taking the products, or they never really got started on the products. No one taught them that you had to take these every day and make a habit of it. 96% of people in the United States and Canada don't make nutrition a habit. We think everybody makes nutrition a habit because we're 90 for life junkies. The truth is 96% of the continent of North America doesn't give a rat's you know what about nutrition. They just, their lifestyle proves it. All right. So we've got to help people from the start. But why they stop is they just couldn't figure out how to reorder. you can help them with that. They had a question about the products that they couldn't figure out. I am not a product guru, but I can help with that because really on the website, you can find the answers on the ingredients if you really look. And if not, email me and I'll help somebody get you the answers, because we've got, I think, health questions at youngevity.com. We've got resources that can help you. That's another fear point. Hey, listen, if I can make a follow-up call, knowing you know way more about the products than I do, I just know they work. If I can make a follow-up call and talk to people about products, you can do the same thing. So they have a question about the products. Another big reason why people stop is they'll say something like, I know I need that OsteoFX, but I can't travel with that big bottle of liquid, or the powder was just too hard for me to mix, or I like the BTT, but I didn't like the way it tasted. Okay, here's what people do when that happens. They got this gusset bag or canister of BTT, they mix it up and they didn't like the taste for some reason, but they know they need it. But most people in the United States and Canada, if it doesn't taste good, they don't do it. Now, here's the thing. They don't call you and say, hey, Marianne, I don't like the way this tastes. They just push it off because we are so busy in our society now that life just gets in the way, literally like that. I mean, literally like that, life gets in the way. So isn't that refreshing that if you call somebody and they're like, yeah, I just didn't like the taste. Oh, well, we have these awesome BTT 2.0 tablets. That's what I take. You don't have to taste anything. Right down the gullet, right? If they don't like the way the powder mixes, we've got liquid. If they don't like to travel with the liquid, we've got powder, or we've got capsules, we've got everything, tablets, all right? So isn't that refreshing that one of the big reasons why people stop is the delivery method of the product going inside their body they didn't like, and they have no idea that we have different flavors of minerals. I love the kiwi strawberry. My wife loves the cherry mints. The cherry mints, I think are okay, but I love the kiwi. She loves the cherry. We order both, all right? People don't even know we have separate flavors. So keep this in mind. Why I'm telling you this is so obvious. I want to make this as simple as possible, because what we're trying to get to is the people who will actually order. And I promise you have got people in your group today who will place an order if you will just reach out to them. And I know there's somebody watching this saying, but Alex, I email my people all the time. Yeah, that's great. And yeah, I throw carrier pigeons up in the air all the time. And I put a message in a bottle in the ocean. It never came back to me. Email doesn't work, guys. Email's great follow-up. It's part of the exposure process. But if you're relying on email, you are not getting good retention. You're not getting good follow-up with prospects. And email, let's just face it, this is the look in the mirror Zoom today for all of us, including me. If you're just sending emails, it's because you're scared to death and you're intimidated and you don't know what to do. So you procrastinate or you send an email because that feels good. It's like, oh, I did my follow-up. I sent 20 emails today that nobody read. Nobody read those emails, or maybe one person. I don't know about you, but a 5% return rate on my warm market is a bunch of crap. I want more like a 75% return rate on my warm market, which is totally possible. So my point in all that is this is your best friend. You have got to talk to people. And the one sure way to get over your fear of talking to people is to talk to people. You've got to, I mean, as a goalie, I don't want to face 100-mile-an-hour shots, but inevitably I do, and I have to step into them and face them, even though I'm afraid and I know one of them is going to find its way through my equipment and cause some sort of green bruise like you've never seen in your life. Listen, follow-up calls are going to bruise your ego. They're going to test you. They're going to strain you. They're going to create fear. And then they're going to start to work, and you're going to have this chemical in your body like you've probably never felt before. I mean, frankly, I think it's just as good as the best physical feeling in the world is when you get somebody who has an order who says, oh my gosh, thank you, Alex. And they just ordered $80 6 months ago, and today they ordered $280 because they didn't even know that we had pet treats. They had no clue that they're drinking 3 cups of coffee a day, and we have some of literally the best coffee in the world. So the what if game in our heads, guys, we've got to start playing the what if game in a good way. What if they order? Let me give you another stat. The company's average order is about $150. My retention team's average order is $260. 60% higher than the company average. Is that because I use NLP to trick people into ordering? No, because if I trick people into ordering, they just return it. In fact, our team gladly tells people, listen, try this new product. You could just return it if you don't like it. I know you want to order that 3-pack, so let's get that going. If you don't like it, you can just return it. That's just a warm blanket. Most people are not going to return it, so don't be afraid of that. In fact, if you are afraid, it's okay, but step into that. All right, so we talked about the big reasons why people stopped. And when you call people, I know the fear is real, guys. I know the fear. I've lived it. I used to make retention calls like this. I used to call people and say, hey, this is Bob. I'm just calling to check on you. I used to use an accent because I felt like I was acting, and so I wasn't Alex. Alex was afraid. Bob from Texas, man, he'd do anything. He could walk up and ride a steer every time he wanted to. So I had to get that going. Now, I don't need to do that anymore, but for many years, I did. That is okay. Whatever you got to do to make these calls, because at the end of the day, it will work for you. When we make these calls, they go like this. Hi, Tom. Now, why do we say it like that? Because when you call anybody, when I call Marianne, I say, hi, Marianne. Now, Marianne and I talk probably almost every week or every other week. Text, we talk. She knows my voice. I know hers. Yet I still say, hi, Marianne, even though my phone says Marianne. This is what friends do. When I call my dad, I still say, hi, Dad. I know it's my dad. Hi, Tom. I know it's Tom. This is what friends do. This is why when we call our people, do not use last names. Don't ask how people are. How are you today? That is the worst possible follow-up question you could ask. It is disingenuous, and it doesn't work because it puts people into a loop. How are you? Well, do you really want to know? I got in a fight with my wife today. My dog peed on the carpet. I didn't want to clean it up, so I just left it. I mean, how are people? They don't even know what to say. Never ask, how are you? You can ask that once they give you the credit card or once you get to the last part of the call. The call is very simple. Hi, Tom. That's what friends do. What that does is say to somebody, this is a friend. Their subconscious says, this is a friend. This is a good thing. Thank God this isn't a salesperson or that person that's been chasing me for my credit card. It's what we're dealing with, the truth with people. Now you've got them. They think it's some sort of friend, which you are. Now it's time to drop more familiarity on them. This is Alex with Longevity, where you get your minerals. This is Alex with Longevity, where you get your nutritional products, where you get your 90 for life. Whatever you feel comfortable saying that you think will ring a bell. This is Alex with Longevity. So I told them my first name, not my last name. I'm not going to even say Alex Theis. We're on a first name basis for friends. This is Alex with Longevity, where you get your vitamins and minerals. Now their head is saying, okay, this is a friend, and I know it's familiar. So I've got their mind almost like clay. So I'm going to continue to plant the next seed. Hi, Tom. This is Alex with Longevity, where you get your vitamins and minerals. Now, this is the big mistake people make at this point. They say, how are you today? Oh, it doesn't work. At that point, where you get your vitamins and minerals, the magical question, you can, one of two choices. How are you doing on the products? Or how are the products working for you? I love both those questions. I actually like the second one better. How are the products working for you? Because subconsciously it says, what your mind deciphers that is these products work. So they should be working for me. The other thing is the subconscious has to answer every question. Don't answer out loud. I'll ask every single one of you, what year were you born? You just answer that in your head. So there's a way to start to plant these things in people's heads in a very genuine, warm way. So once I ask that question, how are you doing on the products? How are the products working for you? Boom. I don't want to ask, why did you stop? That's defensive. Okay, that comes at people. The only time animals face each other is when they fight. We want to walk alongside people. How are you doing on the products? Opens them up to be very honest with me. And they might lie. In fact, 50% of the time, they're going to say, they're working good, because they're in that loop. You got them in this loop now. They're working good. You know very well they're not even taking them. So then you follow up with another question. You got to get really curious about people. Curiosity is a gold mine in this business. That's it. Curiosity is a gold mine. This is what Tom does in the coffee shop interview. This is what Oprah made billions of dollars on one thing, curiosity. That's it. That's it. You get curious about people. Really? They're working good for you, Tom. What do you like about them? Which ones are you still taking? Inevitably, you keep asking questions you're genuine about, and they're going to think you're the friend. They're going to build that trust. And on that same call, within the first 30 seconds to a minute, they're going to say, you know, Alex, I have to tell you, I'm not actually taking them anymore. I have a bunch of them in my closet, and I'm not taking them anymore. Now you act stunned because you are stunned. This is a friend. Why is that? See, now I have the way to ask, why did you stop? Well, why is that? Why did you stop? As soon as they tell me they stopped, I can ask why. And now I'm their friend, so they're going to tell me the real reason. Hey, I just couldn't afford them. Or, I just didn't like the taste. Or, you know what? I don't know. I don't know why I stopped. Why did I spend $300 on vitamins and not take them? That doesn't make sense, but that's what people do. I guarantee that's what people do. You know this. So if they're overstocked, let's find out what they have in stock. If they're not overstocked, let's get them placing another order. Your job is to get them talking about the products in a positive way. What did you like about it? Which product worked for you the best? And if somebody, so now let's get into the objections in the last couple minutes we have. So why we're afraid to make these calls is we're afraid they're going to say, well, product didn't work for me. And now, shoot, I got to be Sanjeev and Dr. Glidden and Ben Fuchs. I got to come up with all these ingredient things. Nope. When they say the product didn't work, it's because they're not taking it. That's it. Remember, there are people that the products won't work for, and there are people that the products are really too expensive, and there are people that really don't like you. That three groups of people is in the minority, but if you get one of those people, send them on their way. It is just as important for you to recognize when somebody is not going to order again or bring you down, hurt your morale, and hurt your own ego. Let that person go. Hey, God bless you. I hope you have a great day. If you're ever ready to order again, you've got my number. Oh, you don't have my number? I'll follow you up with an email with my number. Check it anytime. Get those people off the phone. Okay, get them off the phone, because when somebody is really ready to order again, when somebody really likes these products and they say the products didn't work for me, what that could mean is my wife doesn't want me to spend money on these. You got to help that person. Or I didn't take them. You got to take these products every day, because someone says the products didn't work. That is a lie. They don't mean to lie. They're not trying to lie. But we know the products work. We are all living proof that the products work. So when someone says products didn't work, they're taking the wrong formula, they're taking the wrong product, or they're not taking the products. Keep that in your mind. These are your shields that you deflect these things, so it's not personal. It's not personal when they say, product didn't work for me, you said it would work. Ask questions. He or she who asks questions controls the conversation. Continue to ask questions you are curious about, which is not, how are you doing? That is disingenuous, guys. Not only does it throw people in a loop, at this point, I don't want to know how you're doing. I want to know what I can do to help you get on these products again, because I know you're going to be doing great when you're on the products. You don't live as long as Tom does in your 90s without taking these products. Okay, so the other thing, the products are too expensive.
Okay, but we got to go. Because we're going to get out of here in 3 minutes, but I want you to talk about the virtual. I went through those virtual videos you did yesterday, and no wonder you called me gushing. That was so nice of you, Alex. I could just give you a cup of tea. But I do want to thank you. This Longevity University virtual training, it's your backbone, you guys. It's got Raymond and Yolanda Brown. It's got Fardulas talking about the comp plan. It's got Corey Gold. It is absolutely an unbelievable virtual training. They've got to get to one. They've got to host one. It's going to be the actual nucleus of your Longevity University, as I understand. Talk about that a little bit, because I want these people driving to that.
Yeah, so you've got to check out this training. Go to longevityuniversity.com, click on virtual event training. All the steps are represented by a leader there, talking about some of their favorite steps. Tom and Denise are there talking about the invite and the copy shop interview. Scott Bardulis is talking about comp plan, and he's not doing a whiteboard presentation on comp plan. He's talking about how you get people started. I want you to be very confident when you get people started. So I hand selected these leaders to cover each step, because what's going to happen after this virtual event is all of those videos are going to go into the getting started training. So there's real application for people to dive into. Listen, if you didn't register for the virtual event, I don't care. You got access today. longevityuniversity.com. Click on virtual event training. All the videos are there. Get some people together. Tell your team about it. Share it on Facebook, because these videos are awesome. They really put the rubber to the road. The workbook is there. The other videos are there. All the text. But getting these leaders to do all these steps really makes it very practical. So even if you're alone, you got to dive into this training, because you're going to leave there feeling really good about November, December, which are two of my favorite months in this business because it's really easy to talk to people these 2 months. And December is the best time to set appointments for January. You should have a goal to set 31 appointments in January, and you set them all up in December, because every time someone tells me in December, yeah, you know, it's holidays and blah, oh, great. How about January 17th? How about January 7th? Because they can't say no to that. They can't. Literally, everybody wants great things in the new year. So just remember that as you recruit in these next 2 months.
All right, we've got Michelle Wallach on the 1-star and above call, which should be very, very fun. So that's coming up in about 5 minutes. So you've got time to get on, to check in, to text. One thing, Alex, and I talked about this on the Hair on Fire call, it's great to get on these calls. But if you're only on this, and you love these calls, I believe that, but you're on too many calls. That's my opinion already. But here's the deal about that. If you're going to come to these darn calls, all the hundreds of calls we've got every day, bring at least 5 people with you to every call. I mean, build your business that way. I'm thrilled you're in 65 and a wake up. But what I'm looking for is the people you're bringing with you, Pamela Schwartz, the people you're bringing with you, Kelsey Britton, the people that you are bringing with you, Lanny Sharp, because that's when this thing starts to take off, when it's not a one-man army doing all the work. If this were a one-man army, I'd be standing. I don't do anything because the army's doing all the work. Is that right or wrong, Alex?
Mostly right. You do. Yeah. You do more than people see. That's for sure.
Oh, crazy. Bonbons. Bon Tom. I love you guys. Go get on that call. Hair on Fire. Have some fun. Alex, you changed our life. James Earl Moore, get on that phone. Love you.
Bye, everybody.